Hello friends, I am Revati Dighe. One of the modalities that I practice extensively is family and structure constellations. Now what are family and structure constellations? This is actually a therapeutic modality which is a solution oriented modality. What happens in a constellation is one is able to go to the root of the issue and see it from where it begins. So in that sense, insights follow and it's easier for the person now to take action. Let me give you an example. By what do I mean by going to the roots and a solution oriented modality? Let us say, for example, you have a group of children who are playing in a playground. If you were to watch these children playing from the level of the playground, you would be able to see one part of it. But let's say now, if you're able to go 7 stories above into a building nearby and now watch these children playing there, you would be able to see the entire purview of what is happening on the field. How is one child interacting with other and what exactly is happening? That is precisely what happens in family constellations. Now, how do we begin a constellation? Normally, there is a seeker or the person who wants solution or wants to understand one particular aspect or something about his or her life. Based on that interview with the person, I would identify certain elements or people which are important in that particular scenario for this person. Once this is identified, these elements or people are physically placed outside of the person as elements or people. Let us say, for example, somebody is looking for, let's say, something like professional growth or working towards a certain particular goal. So in this case, if this is the objective, we might place the goal or professional growth or the block towards it or certain abstract elements to see how they play out in this person's life. Or depending on what the person is seeking for, we might want to place actual people in their lives, like the father, mother, or this particular person in this constellation structure. Mind you, actual people in their lives don't need to come there physically to play out these particular roles, as whatever is happening for the person is happening in his or her own mind. And that is the part we need to work through layer by layer. Now, if I'm doing this on a one-on-one with someone, we would place either chits, place puppets, or pieces of paper and have this person or me as a facilitator going into one particular aspect or person in that particular position and find out what is happening there. How are these different characters or elements interacting with each other? Even unknown, let us say, even inanimate objects, through this we get messages and have an understanding of what is happening in this person's life. Because once again, as I said, all this is happening in the person's mind. That is what we are tapping into. So it's like we scratch a little bit of the surface, get certain answers, go beneath, till we go to the root. If I'm doing this entire process in a group of people, then what happens in this case is completely unknown people or strangers represent different elements or people in this person's life. And believe me, completely unknown strangers give out an understanding of what is happening for the person in that scenario. I have seen countless constellations to have people reporting that that person in the constellation behaved exactly like my father or my mother or whoever. What is working here is the entire collective consciousness. When people come together for a certain purpose, we tap into the collective consciousness and we are able to understand what is happening in that person's life. That is the power of constellations here. Through this process, one is able to uncover or get a better understanding of patterns, blocks in their lives, so that we are able to release them now, once and for all. Anything from the past which is holding someone back, or to get a certain direction towards the goal, and all other aspects of life, be it mental, physical, emotional, is something that a constellation can help people. What normally happens after a constellation is one gets a complete insight about what is happening in their own in that scenario of their life. So now the person can now take charge of their lives and finally set their lives into motion. That is the power of constellations in brief. Thank you so much.